such a cantor accomplishes this, not every day, not in every way, that's impossible, but far more than we realize, by knowing the soul and the sounds of our people, and translating these into the music and the poetry of the synagogue. Without this kind of chazan, we could only speak to God, hardly adequate as song goes far deeper than speech. Benny Maissner, I know this, and you know that if I could sing, I would not be a rabbi, I would be you.
Toronto is well known for chazanic artistry, and if a history of the great cantorial talents of Toronto were written, there is no question that the name of Benjamin Maissner would be included. Clearly, the membership of Holy Blossom Temple appreciates the value to a congregation and having a cantor who serves over an extended period of time. That continuity is a source of comfort and strength to a synagogue and its worshipers, sharing occasions of both joy and sorrow with different generations of the same family.
Beni ata alita al kulanu. You have surpassed all of us. Your musical contribution to Holy Blossom Temple, our entire community, stands on a plateau by itself. Stephen Stein already spoke about your versatility, your creativity, your choirs, your ability to lead orchestras, instrumental ensembles, etc., etc., etc. What versatility. This evening of entertainment truly represents what you are, Benny, a versatile, fabulous chazan.
We're going to start off with some people who have studied with our friend Cantor Maissner. And we would like you to welcome David Rosen, Lindy Rivers, Ted LeBeau, and Michael Smolash.
We begin by honoring Benny's mentors and sing a taste of some of his favorite cantorial moments.
אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, הפאה והביקורים והרעיון, וגמילות חסדים בתלמוד תורה, וגמילות חסדים בתלמוד תורה, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. ותהי לרצון תמיד, 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 עבודת ישראל עמך. עבודת ישראל עמך תקבל ברצון, ותהי לרצון תמיד, תמיד, עבודת ישראל עמך. עבודת ישראל ירחם הממוסים, הוא ירחם הממוסים.
יתומים לפניך, שירת יתומים לפניך, ועוד הפעם ילחש מעיין את תפילתו, ילחש מעיין את תפילתו, ילחש מעיין את תפילתו.
Now living in New York City, Benny embraced Western culture and the American way of life with open arms and a love for his life in the New World. Life in America was not always easy for Benny. In addition to adapting to a new culture, Benny had to learn the nuances and intricacies of the English language. While Benny spoke some good English, his grammar and creative syntax made him a pioneer of several new linguistic formulations. Occasionally, his cross-cultural talents have led Benny to challenging performance moments on the stage, singing some of Broadway's best-known selections.
As many of you know, the human voice is a fickle instrument. We singers carry our voices with us everywhere we go and are expected to perform at any given moment. We have colds, flus, and phlegm. We do not take our God-given instruments for granted, and we are constantly monitoring our vocal production. Then there is Benny. Benny is a pioneer in this field, able to relieve himself anytime, in any place, of various mucal secretions that interfere with the clarity of his tone, ensuring his ability to phonate.
We have all had the good fortune of hearing these vocal acrobatics. Irrespective of the setting, you may hear Benny de-Fleming while riding his bike through Mount Pleasant Cemetery, or walking through the crowded streets of Berlin, or even during the rabbi's sermon. Needless to say, de-Fleming can occur at any time of the day, even mid-prayer. Tal is a special prayer recited on the first day of Passover in the hopes that the dew will appear on the crops of the fields in Israel. The following is a phlegm fugue celebrating Benny's freedom from oral secretions.
Zoom.
It's
At the heart of Benny Maissner is a passionate Zionist who keeps the land of milk and honey at the forefront of his mind and heart. For those of you who have been to Israel with the Cantor, you know what it is like to experience the emotion and love that Benny feels whenever walking through the streets of Jerusalem by day or enjoying the vibrant culture of Tel Aviv by night.
הלילה רב שירנו הבוקע יינצל שכם אל שכם סופר אין קץ
עד אור הבוקר, עד שחר יינצל שכם אל שכם אור אין קץ.
לנו לבחלל של יצוקה יחד בחדווה יחד בנשואה
עד אור הבוקר, עד שחר יינצל שכם אל שכם אור אין קץ.
Benny lives life to the fullest and is appreciative of the gifts that come his way. All of us here are incredibly thankful for the time we've been able to spend with him. He is a tremendous teacher to all of us, a mentor and a friend. So we offer our gratitude to Benny, to Hope, and to the entire Maissner family for allowing us to be part of his life and part of this very special tribute. The Modim is our prayer of thanksgiving. We give thanks to God's presence morning, noon, and night, and to all the people who have been a part of Benny's life and helping him to reach this incredible milestone in his career.
מודים אנחנו לך שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו אלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו לעולם ועד. מודים אנחנו לך צור חיינו מגן אישנו אתה הוא לדור ודור. מודים אנחנו לך לעולם ועד.
For the laughter of the children, for the way they greet the day,
With their endless stream of questions, they remind us how to play. And for the ones we call beloved, who take away our fear, they tell us without saying it, remember I am here, remember we are here. מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך, מודים אנחנו לך, לעולם ועד.
To conclude, we would like to sing a selection that we feel encompasses all the wonderful attributes one could say to describe Benny. The lyrics of this composition were penned by our own Cantor Michael Smolash, and the music was written by David Warwick. We hope that you enjoy the rest of the show, and to Benny, we love you, and we know that when we celebrate your 60th year at Holy Blossom, there will be just as much and even more to say about being Benny.
Being Benny, we'll toss you off thoughts for a penny. He's Pavarotti at the mic and James Dean on his motorbike. That's why he's great, just by being Benny.
Israel
Altar, Israel Altar was quite a us on Shabbos day. He shows us what it means to pray. We'd jump if he would stop me.
You know, I keep wanting to say with the absolutely wonderful, but they're all absolutely wonderful, so I'll just say their names, and that's all you need to hear. Please welcome Teresa Tova.
Hinter deine weiße Starren streck zu mir dein weiße Hand. Meine Werte sennen Tränen, willen ruhen in dein Hand. Sie ist dunkel, sehr finkel, in mein killer dicken Blick. Und ich hab gar nicht kein Winkel, sie zu schenken dir zurück.
We have an amazing pianist by the name of Sarouge, created Gilles, and he is amazing for all sorts of wonderful things. The fact that he plays absolutely unbelievable piano, but also that he is married to the wonderful opera star, who we can claim as our own, Isabel Bayrak-Darian. When I approached Amy Sky about doing this evening, she said, well, you've got an evening of superstars. How would you like an up-and-coming superstar? And we got him, Mark Maissner.
Vidi le luci in mezzo al mare, penso alle notti là in America, ma erano sole le lampade e le bianche scia di un'elica. Senti il dolore nella musica, si alzo del pianoforte, ma quando vedi la luna uscire da una nuvola, lui sembra più dolce anche la morte. Please join me in welcoming the wonderful, beautiful, and talented Miss Amy Sky.
To welcome the absolutely wonderful Mr. Michael Burgess.
Quando sei lontana sogno all'orizzonte, mancano le parole. E io sì lo so che sei con me, con me. Tu mio sole, tu sei qui con me. Mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me.
This is written by Simon Annalisa Spiro, called With You We Blossom. Please join us, Simon.
We began as simple seedlings in a garden all alone, needing someone to care. Didn't have a voice to lead us, not a hope, we didn't have a prayer. Then like a gift of April rain falling from above, you showered us with love. With you we blossom, with you we grow. With you it's possible for us to be in harmony, together and true. Sing us your song, for with you.
We now have a young gentleman that I met a number of years ago, and it's been such an honor and a pleasure to have the opportunity to work with this man. And guess what? He happens to be a member of Holy Blossom. Would you please welcome the awesome Daniel Dome. Please welcome Moshe Hammer.
And we have a new band member, Louise Petra.
Last night I had the strangest dream I'd ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room filled with women and men, and the paper they were signing said they'd never fight again.
Miss Jackie Richardson.
Live your life, give your love each and every day, and keep your hand wide open. Let the sun shine through, 'cause you can never lose a thing if it belongs to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Nelson. before you speak, along with all of these performers, you did ask me for one particular performer who you thought would be somebody kind of special to you. And you know what? She's here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Barbara Streisand?
Hello, gorgeous. Have a seat. Well, well, hello, Benny. Well, hello, Benny. It's so great that you've been here for 30 years. You're looking swell, Benny. I could kvell, Benny. I thought I was doing the quelling here. And your banter for a cantor brings us all to tears. The whole world swoons, Benny, when you sing Yiddish tunes, Benny. And your opera repertoire we all adore. So, golly gee, Benny, how great can one guy be, Benny? Promise you'll stick around for 30 more. Well, no one tires, Benny, of your choirs, Benny. There is ruach in each gesture that you make. When you say stop, Benny, oi, pins could drop, Benny, and behind whatever else you're surely not opaque. You're so darn smart, Benny. You've got heart, Benny. All your pupils, peers, and pals as one implore you. Say you'll stay, Benny. Don't ever go away, Benny. 'Cause we all just love you so. And after 30 years, you're all we know. Promise you'll stick around for 30
Rabbi, it's not my fault this time.
It's your notice.
Not Yom Kippur. Please join me as we always do. העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה Thank you. You'll have a chance to applause again, I guarantee you. Just a few minutes, my dear friends. I've shed all the tears. I want to talk to you, but I know it's hard for you to believe that I'm speechless tonight. ליבי רוטט משמחה ואושר. My heart palpitates from happiness and joy. So any words of thank you is cliché and superfluous, because there's no ways for me to express in words the atmosphere of love which floats here, which hovers here, which embraces me and my family in the midst of this distinguished kahal from out and from within our congregation. So how can I thank an audience, Revava, 1,000 strong, that came to honor me? If I begin only with thanking the committees, not one committee, that worked so and toiled for this evening, we'll be here more than the 55 minutes. But I do have to mention, of course, the two gentlemen that came out, President Larry Babbins and Brian Hans, who for a year didn't give me any choice. I tried every trick in the world to persuade them that I don't want this evening. I really did want it. It's not written here. The variety of these artists. I teach bar mitzvahs and I do weddings. I mean, how can I compare to these guys? I mean, unbelievable, absolutely. David, I will never be able to thank you enough. And all of you, including my friend Simon, I forgive you for all my sins. He has a better command of the language than I do, but I think faster than he does. I want to thank, at this auspicious occasion, without mentioning the name, the many, many members of all the music committees of 30 years that have escorted me and guided me and stopped me many times when my appetite was too big and too ambitious to provide this synagogue not only with worship, but with a very, very exclusive and high level of music, educational, legacy series of concerts all over the years. To all my colleagues, of course, I'm deeply indebted for allowing me most of the time to do what I want. I do thank you all so much. The choir behind me is the turbine energy which gives me always renewed inspiration. The more I yell at them, the better they sing. So you can just imagine what happens at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning before we get up on the beamer. Now you know that behind every man, there is a powerful woman, not Hope. She walks in front of me. She walks in front of me and guides me for 42 years. Keine Hore. But I do, this is the short version, by the way. I do want to, without missing anybody, because I cannot count all the women and all the men and all the friends that have helped me over the years, but two single incredible women which are behind me all the time, watching over me, is my assistant, Mary Lynn, who coordinated everything about this evening and every day, where I have to go, where I have to be, why I'm late, why I'm not coming, why this, why that. I can never find her at her seat, or she's always on the phone. But then she said, I'll make the phone calls for you. The second woman, of course, is my dear disciplinarian, Nadjale Adler. Who is so tough on me, doesn't let me get away with anything. Anytime I make a mistake on a key change, you should see at the piano. Every time I cut a piece out, she's angry at me. Not at the rabbis, at me she's angry. Nadjale and Marilyn, I have no words. I don't have any words. All my friends that came from far and near, from Philadelphia, from Florida, all my friends from near and far, I'm blessed indeed with so many deep and profound friendships. And I'm blessed with a beautiful family, with 3 great children, and with a daughter-in-law and a son-in-law, and 4 little precious kinderlach that I can't tell you. You know. Hayashan yitchadesh, and the old shall be renewed. This was my model and my ideal. So I want to leave you with 2 thoughts, which describe, in essence, my being, my DNA, my reflection, my values of Jewish and Jewish music. I did write in my reflection in the book about 3 great pillars that have guided me. I will talk about them only in highlights. But all 3 pillars are deeply anchored in the most important aspect of my life. This is the love for my homeland, Artzi, Moladeti, Eretz Israel, especially tonight because it's Erev Yom Yerushalayim. And I want to acknowledge to you that my dear friend, who has so much work to do and responsibilities, the Consul General Amir Gisson was here before, made a special appearance, and I told him I will mention him and Yom Yerushalayim, which is so dear to me in my life. Now the 3 pillars I've wrote about don't have a sound. Some of you will understand it because you will recognize some segments of it. I spoke about the Stiebel, the little corner, juicy, even a little bit smelly place. But it was Ktoret HaShamim. It was unbelievable. And the sounds that came from there is that. משברך אבוי סיין, יברום יצחק ויעקב, הוא יבורך את הבוחר הבר מצווה. מאיר בן רב דוד מרדכי שיעלה היום לכבוד השבס, לכבוד התורה ולכבוד המוקרים. ויזכו הוירוב לחנכוי, לגדלוי, לחופו ולמעשים טובים ונאמר Amen. Then comes the legendary, in his own mind, Israel Alter, who was the epitome of Chazanut HaSechel, the intellectual approach to every note that he sang, written in all the manuscripts from the beginning of Shacharit till the end of Ne'ilah, commissioned by the Cantor's Assembly, which my dear friend Stephen Stein represented. He was the Oberkantor in Germany, and he intoned the Sum, Mikdash Melech Ir Melucha, in Melecha Dodi. We don't have that verse in our prayer book because we only do a short version, but in Germany, of the Western European glorious tradition, he sounded like this. Mikdash Melech Ir Melucha Komi Sehi Mitoch Hafecha Rav Lachshevet, and so on with a glorious organ, not on Shabbat because it was an Orthodox synagogue, but he represented the incredible tradition of Sulzer and Lewandowski. My dear friends, the third pillar was the man who spoke to God, Leib Glanz, whose son sits right next to me, Ezra. אני כל כך שמח שבאת לכבד אותי ולזכר בזיכרונות של הימים שעברו. I will not translate it to you, those that understand. It's so dear to me. But listen to the way Leib Glanz and Slichot, the 5,000 people were outside in 1954. I was 10 years old. You know how old I am. And there's a prayer, Eich niftach peh. How should we open our mouth lifnei shochen meromim, in front of the Almighty who dwells on high? A boy of 10 years who learned from the Stiebel and my uncle and Kusevitsky's and all the great Chazanim, and this man, Eich niftach peh lifnei shochen meromim. Every cantor, Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox, has been influenced by this mystical, incredible combination of a personality that was an ardent, passionate Zionist, religious, observant, and the love of the land and the soil came out through every breath that he took. This is the synthesis of my being. And for 30 years I tried to offer our congregation, or wherever I perform, humbly, that model and that synthesis of a combination. But how does it work itself out? And here's the second thought. B'shira u'v'zimra, which means actually in Hallel, in the Psalms of Praise. And the Psalms of Praise that we chant on the Shalosh Regalim, on Rosh Chodesh, are about Shevach, about praise to the Almighty. And of course we sing Mi Chamocha every day and every Shabbat. Az yashir Moshe u'vnei Yisrael et hashira azot, then Moses sang, or will sing, in future tense, this song with Bnei Israel. Now, alongside the Israelite and the children of Israel were also the Malachim, the heavenly host, the angels, who also wanted to sing Shevach and praise to God around the chariot of fire that Ezekiel speaks about. And God said, my children are drowning and you're singing. Now what's the difference between Malachim and Bnei Adam? When you see Gabriel, Michael, and Raphael, the angels were born, created, unblemished, perfect. They stand, they don't move. So they're only capable of praise to God. But we mortals, Adam holech le'olamo, a person goes, we strive, we steiger, we strive to a higher matara, to a higher aim, always to achieve higher, to get better. Ours is not only shevach, but ours is hoda'ah, recognition, hakara, acceptance of all malchut shamayim, of the kingdom of heaven, which we want to bring down to here. Therefore, mi chamocha, when we sing every Shabbat, whether it's Meir Finkelstein, mi chamocha ba'elim, or mi chamocha, I know Ben, my dear friend Ben Steinberg, is in the audience, and we sing that almost every Shabbat, and the congregation knows that. For 30 years, with every fiber, I've tried humbly to use that model. Each individual family at life cycle, sad or happy, but more so collectively with the entire congregation. But don't think that there's no reward to it, because you give me a gift every week, every holiday, and the reward is such, kema'ayan hamitgaber, an overflowing well, an oceanic stream of sound runs after me every prayer service and every worship service and every time we pray together. The fact that our congregation, as my dear friend Eli Cashblom said, the congregation participates by the blink of my eye or by my motion. You even people sing along a nigun that I make just on the spot. Believe me or not, I can do it now, you'll sing with me anyway. But the other part of it is that every sophisticated composition in our repertoire, whether it's East European or Chazanut or a little coloratura that I make here and there, the swell and the sound that comes from the congregation, I'm sure does not only lift me up, but the rabbis and the people that we do this task together. So my friends, I cannot promise you 30 more years, but as long as you want me, and as long שהאש יוקדת בי, that the fire is kindled in me, I will try to serve you בלב שלם ובאמונה, with a full heart and with faithfulness. And I will continue to do my task and my calling as a shliach tzibur, because כל זמן שהנשמה בקרבי, מודה אני לפניך. As long as the soul is within me, I will praise you. לשם שמיים. וכל קרבי את שם קודשו. And let all my innermost being bless his holy name. Bless you all and bless Holy Blossom Temple. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough.
You know you never really wanted to be a cantor, right?
Sing that. That belongs to Pavarotti. Dal mio mistero è chiuso in me, il nome mio nessun saprà. Oh, oh, il equo in ode, la luce splenderà. And now my friends are near, the show is done, you gave me honor. I'm thrilled to be right here. I thought that last year I was a goner. How you have made me proud. You showed me your love, not in a shy way. And yes, you know by now I did it mine. This shul is home to me. You've made me more than just a chazan. I know all you rabbis agree, and I've survived more than a dozen. I stand before you here in just a meek and humble guy way. I did what I could do and did it mine. How you respond when we weren't sure made me rejoice. My heart is full, my spirit soars each time I see your children come to sing with me. The years go by, and here am I did it my way. When I conduct my choirs around the world, there's nothing finer. I feel how you inspire in Germany, US and China. With you, the world is grand. Each concert hall, each town and highway. You know that through it all, I did it my greatest joy